They ain't know what the data. They ain't know what the data.
I'm about to make you co-host, P. Ray.
Hey y'all, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm about to send you the co-host link.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
All right, I got it.
Okay, good. All right, yeah, guys, please repost the space. So this is me and your space, P Ray, because I called you earlier today. I did not want to do like a pre-record of Beyonce. Um, I wanted I wanted to I didn't want to do a pre-record. I didn't want to do a live on YouTube. I was like, you know what? It's so much easier a lot of times to just talk about stuff on X and then I could just upload it on YouTube. And I really wanted to talk about Beyonce endorsing Kamala. I wrote down some notes for that. And the little Durk. I'm not into drill music, but the only reason why it piqued my interest is because he got the key to the city, and I thought it was the key
No,
to
not the city.
Chicago.
He didn't get the key to the city of Chicago. That was Broadview and Bellwood, Illinois. He
Right.
never got the key to Chicago. We know exactly who Lil Durk is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's one of the reasons why I reached out to you too, because I want you to, kind of explain that whole situation. But first, I want us. Where should we start? Should we start with Beyonce? Or should we start Lord Durk?
Let's start with Lil Durk.
Okay.
Lil Durk would be easier for me just because it's my city. I know the mayor of Broadview personally, very well. I even went to her backyard birthday party. And basically, Lil Durk has been a gang member and a murderer for a very long time. The city of Chicago has embraced him. He gave Brandon Johnson $150,000. He was the third most highest contributor to his campaign. He's been with the Cook County State's Attorney, who is supposed to be prosecuting him. Had they not been trying to kiss up to this man, there would be a lot of people still alive. He was responsible for killing a whole lot of people, responsible for paying for the deaths of a whole lot of people. And I just don't understand how somebody of this caliber could have such open access to our government officials, but it shows you that the Democratic Party in the city of Chicago was in bed with these people. And we got all the evidence, and I can't wait for my president to get back in office because a lot of people need to answer a lot of questions.
Well, what if the president pardoned? Because he's good for pardoning black people.
Well, Lil Durk doesn't need a pardon. Lil Durk has to go sit in jail. Like I said, he has been pushing this murder stuff for a long time. King Von was his hitter. King Von killed a whole lot of people, and then when they killed King Von, he put money on King Von's head. In the United States of America, murder by hire is a capital crime, and he needs to be prosecuted as such. But again, you had Kim Foxx, who's the Cook County State's Attorney, Mayor Lightfoot, Mayor Johnson. Then you had these mayors in the western suburbs. All of these people were standing with him as if he is some upright individual, instead of being the murderous thug that he was. And I hate to use such strong language towards the brother, but he was pretty bad, y'all. Really, 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 really bad. I used to teach at an alternative school on 79th and Jeffrey. Um, and so and the school used to be on 47th and King Drive before we moved. So we got a lot of those kids from O Block at our school, and Universal Records was paying those kids to buy those guns, to buy those drugs. They don't have real jobs, but they were making that horrible drill music. The record label was giving them the money to arm their respective armies. And then we got all of these dead kids in the name of content that was funded by Universal Records. So as they, prosecute Lil Durk or Dirk Banks Jr. They also need to look at the impact that the corporate labels had in this as well. We've all seen the YouTube videos. We've all seen how they've been investigating these people. All of this information has been out in the open, but we see that we were not going to get justice from Cook County. The feds had to come in, and that's how Chicago always gets justice, through federal involvement, because the Cook County State's Attorney, in my opinion, has been deeply compromised.
All right. So, and then too, if anybody want to request to come up to speak on either topic, please do so. Everyone is free to request. So I don't like drill music, and I think that I think that was one of the lowest forms to come out of hip hop. And a lot of these guys, whether it's Chicago, whether New York, it doesn't matter where, they are talking about real life beef that's going on and actually shooting and killing each other, which is crazy. And these record labels are still funding them, giving them record deals or investing in their music. And the record labels are never held responsible, which they should. But when you have these rappers getting arrested, especially on these federal charges, it's like they're the only ones in trouble. They're the only ones getting locked up. They never look into the city officials. Like you were saying, he's donating money to different politicians' campaigns, which is why he had the key to that suburban city is outside of Chicago. And even in New York, it's the same thing. So none of the record labels executives are held responsible or being investigated. It's only these rappers, because they're actually doing a crime. But they be trying, they are throwing a RICO on them, which means everyone should be involved. Record labels, city officials, everyone should be investigated if it's like federal or RICO. And the YSL, that case I hear is about to have a mistrial because, that stupid DA office, they always messing something up, but that's neither here or there. But Lil Durk, you automatically saying he's guilty.
No. But the thing is, look, Young Thug, that's state. Lil Durk is federal. When the feds come after you, they got all their ducks in the row. And the fool tried to run off. Did y'all see that? So he booked 3 flights to Switzerland, Dubai, and Italy to try to throw the feds off. And then they caught him on the way to go to Italy. So again, another thing that I blame on this are the Chicago public schools and the low performing Chicago public schools, because that show that they don't have clear critical thinking. Why would you rent a car with your own credit card to go commit a murder? That's not high level thinking. But again,
Right.
that shows that these people were not well educated. And Lil Durk was using the label money in order to pay his army. So if he going to jail again, the head of Universal Records needs to go to jail too, because it's a whole lot of dead people over there in Woodlawn because of them.
Right. And okay, first of all, why would you want to go to Dubai in Italy? That's US extradition laws. Switzerland is the same. Why you ain't go to Bali with Russell Simmons? Just the whole process. That's what I'm saying. Just they're not highly intellectual criminals, which is why it's so easy to target them. And when King Von was murdered, it seemed like a lot of people on social media were like, oh, R.I.P. King Von, he was a real one, whatever, as if he was like this innocent bystander trying to make it out the hood via rap. But apparently he was a street killer as well, along with Lil Durk. And I don't know anything about Jaherbo, but his name has been thrown around as being part of gangs. Have you heard anything about him and his involvement with anything?
I don't really think so, like not to my knowledge, because I know that Chief Keef got out of Dodge. So Chief Keef, I don't know him at all, but my mom baked the desserts for his first baby mama's baby shower, so
Wait,
I
Chief
know
Keef or
KK.
Jaherbo? I was
No,
talking.
I'm getting to G Herbo. What
Okay.
I'm saying is Chief Keef got out of Dodge. G Herbo was never really involved. Him and Ari are like South suburb people. They're not really city people. But Lil Durk comes from a family of South Side, street people. His daddy just got out of jail, and that's because Trump pardoned him. So this is what he knows, but I don't think that, like, G Herbo got in trouble for committing scams and credit card, that kind of stuff. But he's not a shooter. Lil Durk was a shooter. He took pride in shooting people. He took pride in being a street boss and a mafia leader. And again, the government here in the city of Chicago stood with him 10 toes down. That is absurd. When I saw him with Brandon Johnson and him in India taking pictures, I'm like, what is this? This man is a whole gang leader and killer. Why is the government embracing him? But I think they did it to try to be cool with the young kids, but then that only shows that they support that kind of behavior that they're saying that they're against. So the city of Chicago actually is much better off, under the current conditions that we're in, because it's showing people that you just can't use your money and get people killed and get away with it. That's over with. So again, thank you to the federal government for coming to the city of Chicago.
Which is why you turned Republican, you turned a Trump supporter, because when he was president, he brought the feds in Chicago and helped solve a lot of unsolved murders.
Yes, ma'am. He served 3 murders in my family, 2 first cousins, and a my grandma or my father's first cousin's son. But over here we're all one village. So yes, 3 of my cousins got their murder solved because of Donald Trump, because of federal intervention. Because again, justice is very difficult to get in the Cook County courts because they've been so corrupted in a way. Because everybody want to be cool, everybody want to show that they down, but people need to stand on the laws, and that way we'll have more sanctity in our city. What's up, Jeremiah?
Hey, what's up, Chicago Red? I mean, you did all that. You got all the research on it, so I can't really speak on Lil Durk. I don't really follow him. I mean, I'm trusting you as an expert detective out there with all the research. So you sound like you know pretty much more than me on anything that got to do with Lil Durk. I haven't been following anything about him, so I don't really know. But I do support Donald Trump for this next election because, and now I wanted to comment real quick on Beyonce. And when I heard about that, I said to myself, what does Beyonce see in herself that she can identify with Kamami Harris? Because she's not from our land. She's not of our lineage. I mean, Beyonce is from her parents are from Louisiana and Texas, I think. And I don't even know what she see in common with this woman that's not even from here. Her parents aren't even from this land. So I don't even know what she identified with her as. That's all I wanted to say.
You talking about Kamala parents not being from here?
Yeah, I mean, Beyonce is she's from America on both sides of her family.
Right.
And Kamala, she's a anchor baby, basically. That's how a lot of black people see her as. We don't see her as a foundational black woman of this land. Her lineage doesn't go anywhere on this land. She's a foreigner to us.
No, you're absolutely right. And technically about it, she is an anchor baby, by definition. So Beyonce knows first of all, Beyonce for me, I'm still going to Cowboy Carter concert when she go on tour next year. And I'm already predicting she going on tour next year. I'm still part of the Beehive. However, I didn't like the fact that she endorsed her. But everybody has their right to support who they want to support for whatever political office. And I will say this, I appreciate the fact that Beyonce came out very low key. She did not have a cowboy hat on with the silver hair. She did not perform. She wore all black. She was still, chic and fabulous. I don't know what the hell Kelly Rowland's fashion statement she thought she was making with that zoot suit, but I do have a theory with that. So Beyonce and Jay-Z actually came out and supported Hillary when Hillary was running against Donald Trump. So I get it. She knew to wait to the last minute and not that that Democrat convention. Remember, they was telling people she's going to perform, and that was just to get people to watch. But Donald Trump interview with Joe Rogan dropped Friday, and that's really sucked all of the anticipation of that Houston rally, because everyone was watching Joe Rogan. And the fact is that whole Houston rally was 3 hours. Kamala came at the last minute and spoke for 20 minutes. She never speaks long. Trump really speaks for 2 hours tops. And it was simple. And that's what I do appreciate, that it was simple. It was to the point. Beyonce's speech was no more than a minute. Of course, it was scripted. She, pre-scripted or whatever. And the mother, Tina Knowles, announced Beyonce. And only thing I could think of, Miss Thing, who is your doctor? Because the neck was flawless and the face was beat. The face and the neck on that 70-plus-year-old woman was tight. And so I enjoyed that. But looking at Kelly and Beyonce, to me, that was representing masculine and feminine and women. And it just seems like Kamala Harris presidency is all about women empowerment and reproductive rights, which is why she's not qualified to be POTUS. Because that's not what being president of the United States is not about reproductive rights for women or women empowerment. And I'm making it plain, but it's not. And that's her whole campaign. And she's bringing out all these celebrities, but people like us, we're not falling for that banana and tailpipe. Because Barack Obama, he perfected the perfect campaign twice. And, this anchor baby is not going to come in here and think that she's going to be a Obama 2.0. So it is what it is. It wasn't all, it was lackluster, but it's basically signaling that my focus is women, and that's it. And that's the only thing that she could truly talk about that kind of makes sense, Kamala. So, and like I said, guys, if you want to request to come up, please do so. We're not going to be up here too long if the conversation, unless the conversation end up going long. But anything you want to say, Jeremiah or P. Ray, about Beyonce?
I just want to say one more thing. I think that they brought up reproductive rights just to kind of throw the election off a little bit, because that really is a real polarizing topic. And it's like one of those things that no president is going to solve anything that comes to do with what a woman wants to do with herself, because she's going to do what she want to do anyway. So they just kind of threw that out there, a wrench out there, and they made it all about that to kind of throw us off of the economy and illegal immigration, stuff that we really think stuff that's really on the minds of voters right now, their pocketbooks.
Right.
Wait, can we talk about why Kelly was up there dressed like Suge Knight last night? What was that about? So, because she couldn't get Jay-Z, she had Kelly put on Jay-Z suit. I mean,
Did
all of that
you
stuff
okay?
is
So you had a
weird.
Suge Knight vibe. I got when Malcolm X in that video. I mean, in the movie Malcolm X with Denzel and them dressed in the zoot suits. And remember Corinne Pierre when she was doing the White House press conference, and she had that stupid ass zoot suit on that went viral. That's like a trend? Yeah, that's I'm like, was Kelly Rowland representing the masculine, the man?
Yeah, all of that is not good. And I think, see, when we talk about reproductive, I'm a woman, okay? And what I tell people all the time is that I don't base my politics on abortion. One, because that's a state issue, and I live in Illinois. Abortions are free where I'm at. So they freeze up all type of brain cells for me to think about other policy issues. And beyond her being so big about reproductive freedom, she has nothing. Y'all, we're in the middle of World War III. Right now, as we speak, Tel Aviv is on fire. Tel Aviv is on fire, okay? We need somebody that's going to deal with Putin. We need somebody that's going to deal with Z. We need somebody that's going to deal with the Iranians. And I can tell you, they're not going to respect her. When Condoleezza was in power, Gaddafi commented that it used to drive those Arab men crazy that black woman would sit there and cross her legs and tell them how it was going to go. And he thought it was so funny. That's why he was in love with her. But overall,
But she was highly intelligent, though, and qualified.
And qualified. Right. But I'm saying Kamala is none of these things.
Yeah,
so when she goes over to the Middle East to have these conversations with these Arab men, they're not going to want to hear that. And they're going to bully her, and they're going to talk crazy to her. It's going to put everybody at risk. We can deal with a woman president, but not her. She is not that person.
Yeah, Condoleezza Rice is like on a whole different mental level, intellectually. and able to articulate herself in a way light years ahead of Kamala Harris. Because if it was someone like her running for office, I wouldn't have a problem giving her my vote, because I know she gonna get business done. Now, if you want to talk about a black woman being president, if someone was running on her intellectual capacity, a Condoleezza Rice, I can get behind that person and vote. Not somebody that don't even know how to articulate themselves well. I mean, what's it gonna be like with her? Like you said, getting in front of these other political leaders, they're not gonna respect her.
Now, Mimi, it's Saturday, so it's, this is it's light, and it's fun. Of course, we always dip into politics because it's a big election coming up. Beyonce and Lil Durk is trending, and and I appreciate P Ray breaking that down. So please, Mimi, please don't troll tonight, honey. And then if you want to troll, just be good at it. Go ahead, Mimi.
Okay. Hey, Dana, thank you for letting me speak in your space. Hello to everyone.
Hey, Mimi.
Hello. I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion. There are some people that's not fit for the job. It's just plain and simple. She's not ready yet. I know y'all want a first black, whatever. I get it. She's not ready right now. I mean, can we get the wars over with? Kamala Harris started it. She's part of that party, right? We got 3 wars going on right now. Kamala Harris she's part of the party. She's the Biden administration. Biden and Harris. Don't stay focused. Focus. She was right there. I don't even understand. Here's the thing, I'm being nice. I know it's Saturday, but I got problems. Like, why y'all don't want to interview the dad? Like Trump said, why y'all don't want to meet the dad? Everybody else dad. I know Mr. and Mrs. and all that. I know what the why we can't meet Mr. Harris. You know why? Because he can't come over here to America. That's a problem. So she's not ready. Her dad can't even come over to the U.S. That's a problem. And I digress. And that was nice. Did I do good, Miss Dane?
Yes, you did.
Thank you.
I'm surprised and shocked. I appreciate that, Mimi. Yes, you did. I'm so proud of you. Let me throw this in here too, since we're on politics. The screaming Democrat. First of all, why I always say this, these Democrat shells, fanatics, are nasty, rude, and sassy. I'm pretty sure everybody saw the video of the Harris Walls supporter screaming at a baby while she's sitting in the stroller. And another chick standing next to her who was screaming, but not at the kid, had to turn and say, no. What is going on with these Harris supporters? They are burnt out. They're crashing out. I don't understand that. So did you guys see that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they
no, go
trying to
ahead,
do
Jeremiah.
everything. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chicago.
Sweetheart, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say they're doing everything they can to gaslight us into voting blue, no matter who. And this is kind of like their
Did y'all see how Obama
last
was
one.
crying? He was crying on the stage because he know he in trouble. Remember when Trump said everybody within is because Obama's not legal. Like they're not legal. Like why we got Indonesia presidents in the United States of America? Kamala Harris. If y'all think about how did y'all meet? How did we meet Kamala Harris? That's not Obama's friend. That's not the Bush's friend. That's Obama's friend. I need y'all to sit back and think, like, what the fuck? Where did Kamala Harris? Where did she come from? And she didn't even pass her law. She was able to just get through. Like, that's just like me having a real estate license. I ain't passed my real estate, but I'm hanging out with brokers. And they just let me sell properties and transfer properties illegally.
Wait, she didn't pass the bar?
No.
I heard that she didn't. I don't think she would have been DA because they got to do a background check. But Mimi is actually making me think tonight. Mimi, you bringing up some good points. I don't know what be going on any other day, Mimi.
What happened to the DNC? Why wasn't Kamala's dad up there when she was sworn
I can
in?
tell you why. I actually just posted this on my page. Her father wrote a whole book with a bunch of economists, and they spoke about how mass immigration hurts Black people. And I'm sure her daddy told her the same thing, and that goes against the political plans that she's pushing. So he said he don't want to have nothing to do with her. On top of the fact that he called her a disgrace because she went on Charlemagne and said that she smoked weed because she a Jamaican, and her daddy put out a press release that was like, actually, the weed seeds came from India, so blame it on your mama. And the Jamaican people have been trying to get rid of that stereotype for years, and we don't appreciate you putting that on us. You are a disgrace to the Jamaican people and your ancestors, and keep us out of your mess. And
I
we have
believe
not
you.
heard from him yet.
And I believe you, ma'am. Who are you? Chicago? Miss Chicago,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
believe you.
Anybody can Google it. This is a printed press release. This not nothing that I got a secret. You
I
can
believe
Google it.
you. If Charlemagne got a case going on where a girl said that Charlemagne raped her.
Yeah, he pleaded to a lesser charge. That's why his nickname is Lesser Charge.
And that's why he a Democrat. Y'all know this like
Wait a minute, I was about to say that, Mimi on the road tonight. I was about to say, if you notice, all these celebrities coming out endorsing Kamala is 6 degrees of separation from Diddy. Leonardo, he come out, he just dropped the video talking about some climate change. That's why we got to vote for her. And he probably went to every goddamn Diddy freak off, allegedly. I don't know if Beyonce was at the freak offs, but she be at the Hampton White party.
she was there. She was there.
With
She was there. She's so guilty.
Honey, because
I'm gonna tell you why she's guilty. I'm gonna tell y'all why Beyonce.
Alleged.
No. What happened was, they grounded all of their private jets. Everyone. And you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all everybody something. It's in front of our face. We're looking at all the pedophiles, so you can look at them. They're on TV. You want to be famous? There it is. But here's what I noticed, though. And I know you ain't gonna like this thing, but when Trump came up there last night, he waited for Kamala Harris. That's why he was late. He was intentionally late to wait for her to get on stage. Because remember, he said the other day, I can't judge Kamala Harris because she's not, campaigning. He waited, and he waited. He waited for her to get on the stage or be whoever, you know what I'm saying? Because Beyonce about to go down too. Because Beyonce, not this Beyonce. Leave me. Beyonce, that's why. And why is she a BFF? She a grown woman. Why is she still holding hands with Kelly? That part.
Well, first of all, slow down for a second, Mimi, because I'm part of the Beehive, and we will not be doing no Beyonce slander. Now,
you're gonna be disappointed.
Tippy toe down the rabbit hole, a little bit.
Don't know.
With
That's the
connection
problem
of Diddy and the
That's
other celebrities.
Miss Dang. I'm trying to tell you, a lot of us gonna be disappointed. I'm still up here like,
that's fine, honey. But I said, I'm part of the Beehive.
Man, no, I'm movie, not shit. I'll do a movie over like a singer, cause Denzel. Now I know you've seen Tupac. You know, her name is Allie. I know you see those videos. She's all over the place now.
But who are you talking about now? See, Mimi, you starting to
Allie,Ally, Tupac's daughter.
Tupac don't have no daughter.
I'm just watching her. She just talking about when she was up.
How do you get from Beyonce to Tupac? No, you went from Beyonce to Denzel to Tupac, honey. And now you're talking about Tupac
because
daughter.
The reason why, here's the thing. You know Allie, right? The girl, the female. Okay, well, she's up here talking about when she was. No. I'm not. I'm trying to relay everything. I'm gonna connect everything. So her name is Allie. She's a female. She overalls, and she was a foster child, but she claims, right? I know it's rich. I'm gonna say I believe it, but I said she claims that she is Tupac's daughter. And then she said, remember when Tupac got on stage with Alicia Keys? So she's giving us a story. You just gotta just
Tupac
watch her
never got
video.
on stage with Alicia Keys. He was already dead.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is Tupac sacrificed his daughter. And that's why she was a sex slave to she's the one that was in a foster. Mary got a
What
baby.
year
Remember,
was she born?
she said her daddy is Tupac.
What year was she born, Mimi? I'm gonna entertain this for
I
two more
don't.
minutes.
No. No. You're not gonna entertain me. I'm talking about her.
What year was she born?
I'll let you look at the video. But she's saying that shit. Her
How
dad is
old is she
Tupac.
now? How old is she?
I think she like 20.
Girl, bye. Stop.
20. No, I'm serious.
Tupac died in
No, she's
93.
saying that's her dad. She do look
Then
like
that means
Tupac.
she's no. That
I'm gonna
means
put the video up top.
if that's her
I'm
dad,
not
she
gonna
would
debate with
be
you.
30. She would be in her 30s, not her 20s.
Oh
Stop.
my gosh.
All right,
That's
P-Ray, do you
why
want to say something about Beyonce or Lil Durk, honey? Or anybody else want to request to come up?
Beyonce is a baby blood drinker and all that. Are you dang?
All right. I'm gonna drop you down the speaker, Mimi. I appreciate you
that's
so
fine.
much. I appreciate you, Mimi. Mimi was doing good, and I really do got to give you credit, Mimi, because you came up, you said some really good points, but then you went over the cliff. You started driving drunk, and you crashed into the pole, honey. But you were doing good up until the very end. So, anybody else want to request to come up talk about Beyonce, honey, coming out endorsing Kamala Harris or Lil Durk, and or Joe Rogan? Or Joe Rogan broke the internet. I think don't they have over 40 million views of that 3-hour interview? They got like 40 million views by now. But I watched the first hour of that. I can't sit and watch 3 hours of somebody talking because they get on my nerves. But he did say Kamala could never go on Joe Rogan and do an interview. And Trump was like, she'll be laying on the floor asking for help. And I believe him. That is so true. Let me see something. Joe Rogan. I just want to see what the views of that video is. Oh my God. Yeah, 22 million in under 24 hours. So that's what I'm saying. That dropped the same time that Kamala was coming out to speak. Tomorrow, Trump is holding a massive rally at Madison Square Garden. That's going to be epic. So I just cannot. I don't understand why we see a lot of polls and the polling is trying to put it as a close race. And let me say this too before I forget. The CNN anchor Abby, the black girl named Abby something, when they had a roundtable with Kevin O'Leary, and he mentioned, how can someone be a presidential nominee for any party without going through the primary process? And Abby was like, well, you can be nominated for president without going through the primaries. That's not unconstitutional. And I'm saying to myself, you're a liar. That's not true. You have to, constitutionally, you have to go through the primaries. Like it's a system. And they have to pick it through the primaries. Delegates have to vote. Each state needs to vote. And then the delegates from each state go to the convention and cast a nomination to officially put this person as the nominee. They jumped over the voting process for each state and just went straight to the delegates at the convention. So no, they did break the law by placing her as a Democrat presidential nominee, which is another reason why she is unqualified. And I think that the Democrat Party had two choices: to enact the 25th Amendment to remove the president because of, if he's not in capacity to lead, to remove him or have her run for president. And I think what they should have did, they should have removed Biden and just ushered her in as president, so that we could say, okay, we have a president and a woman of color president, even though it's only 4 or 6 months. And then, of course, and Trump wins, no matter whoever they vote for, whatever the process is. But for her to be in a position she is now, they basically cheated and they just skipped over the process. And now they're trying to make it seem like she's a real threat to President Trump winning this election. And I just don't buy it. But it's the same type of scenario to where, You want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. The thing is that nobody selected her. She was put on us. And if I was a Democrat, I would be really upset that they went through this whole process. Nobody's votes were counted. And now they're saying, well, a party can pick their candidate any kind of way they want to. But if that was true, they wouldn't have gone through that primary process. I think that the goal all along was to get her in, but they were going to use all of her tethered, and I hate the word tether, but all of her tethered social capital to push her through. And they didn't expect for people like me to pop out and say, I'm an HBCU, AKA, and she ain't me. And don't mention her in us, in the same sentence. So because there was pushback from Black America, y'all, we just saved America from this Marxist woman. Okay, so clap it up for everybody. Clap it up for saying she ain't Black. Clap it up for saying that we didn't want her, because they were really going to use us to push her through and then shield her with our Negro privilege, because we would say, oh, well, you being racist and Black people deserve a chance. And we say, not her. She don't deserve anything. And then I want to leave you all with this before I land again. We had a rally here in Chicago on Sunday, and we had an Indian speaker. And this Indian woman came through. Her mother was a senator in India, and she said that the Indian community does not want Kamala. Okay. And I was thinking, why is it that Black people are being forced to accept Kamala when Indian people are not? And it's because her mother is a Brahmin Indian, and they have arranged marriages. So when they sent her mama over here to go to school, they did not send her over here to fall in love with a Jamaican mulatto man, but she did. And now she got 2 half Jamaican mulatto children who do not adhere to the rules of their caste. So their mother could not take them back to India in her caste. So she had to create a Black world for them because they had no place in the Indian world. But the world that she created for them was like a cosplay of our culture, and that's what make it sad. So I'm not even mad at her no more. I actually feel very, very, very sorry for her that she is ethnicityless and that she had to make up this whole world for herself because her real ethnicity didn't want her. That's sad, but it's not up to the Negro population to take on the world's trash. If they don't want her, she don't get to come over here and find comfort in us, especially talking about she washing her greens in the tub and boiling them in bacon grease and putting Tabasco sauce on them. No, honey, that's not us. She could have talked about peas and rice and jerk chicken and all that kind of stuff, and she would have done better. But trying to impose yourself on us is what messed her up the most.
Exactly. So I don't think that's true, to where, like you said, they're saying a political party can nominate any candidate for any for president. And you can't do that without allowing the people to vote in a primary, which is why you declare a party. So if I'm a Republican in my state, you are allowed to vote. You can vote in the primaries for Republicans. If you are a Democrat, you vote in the primaries. You have to declare a party if you want to vote in the primaries. If it's a general election, you don't have to declare a party. So that is why people declare, one of the reasons why people declare parties, so that they could vote in the primaries to select a person to run in a general election. And so when did the people of the Democrat Party get a chance to vote for her in a primary. She skipped over. You have to have a primary. And so under what circumstance can you bypass a primary? They never explain that. They're making it, they're telling people, well, this anchor journalist, show host was saying, oh, a party could elect someone any way they want to. And it's like, no, that's why we have a process. So this whole thing with Kamala, I really can't wait till November 5th because I'm really starting to feel burnt out with the back and forth and constantly seeing her name and just seeing her in the press every single day. Sometimes I get tired of seeing Trump. I'm just tired of this whole process because you're really starting to see in real time how they're trying to, well, it's not even them. I'm really starting to see in real time how the general public people are just complete sheeps and they just go with who they like or who makes them feel good. And I'm like, wait a minute, Israel bombed Iran. Now Iran is bombing Israel. So do you mean to tell me by the time January come, after January 21st, is that the inauguration? That president, whoever it may be, is going to have to make a decision if we are going to go into war to protect Israel. And they're bullshit. So war is coming. And when I say war, to where the commander-in-chief is going to command all branches of the military to go somewhere and fight against somebody. And that's a big problem. So I just think that's coming. And then you look at it, who do you want in that situation room? And I always say, God help us if it's Kamala. I just can't see her there. Jeremiah. So swinging back to Beyonce real quick. Another problem I have with Beyonce and celebrities, they are wealthy, especially Beyonce and Jay-Z. They could get in their private jet. They could, and a lot of these wealthy people have their luxurious bunkers, if necessary. They could go to whatever country. They don't have to be bothered with the repercussions like us, the American people. But, they get up and they endorse these politicians to sway us to vote for them. I think it's an insult. But go ahead.
I was going to do like a quick little comparison from another celebrity. She just said, hey, I'm staying out of it. When I heard Dolly Parton say she's not endorsing anybody, she always said, she said that her mom told her, if it's not your business, don't stick your nose in it. And she don't ever, participate in between political people. And see, I thought that's kind of what was shocking to me about Beyonce, because she's almost a billionaire. I think she's almost like quite a billionaire. So I didn't know why she would jump on the Kamala bandwagon.
But isn't she a billionaire? She works too hard to be a billionaire's wife. Remember, Michael Jackson told us the only time people go on tour is when they need money, because touring is hell. So I never believed that Beyonce had everything that she said she had, because she works too hard. I mean, think about it. You don't see Barbara Streisand out there touring. You don't see all these other people, but she stay working. She stay working, stay working, stay working. But I also think too that Beyonce had to do this because she might be on those Diddy tapes, and somebody put out the messaging. Now you can say something too. I'm at my friend's house, so excuse me, y'all. But they all said that the people that you're seeing doing this the most promotion and politicking for Kamala are people who were on those tapes, because people are trying to figure out what to do and how to make themselves better. I mean, even back to Lil Durk. Lil Durk thought that becoming a Muslim was going to, kind of clear him out. But just sidebar with Lil Durk and what he was doing. And I posted this as well on my Twitter page and on my Facebook page. I am a founder of a large international Islamic school in Senegal. I got 1,000 students from 35 nationalities. So I know what I'm talking about when I say this. The move that Lil Durk and them was making in the city of Chicago was not about converting to Islam. The Arabs were about to use them young boys to commit jihad in the city of Chicago. And I say this because when I was looking at the pictures of Lil Durk and all his people in their Muslim attire, they were not dressed as Muslims, they were dressed as Arabs. And we know that just historically, the Ottomans never stopped fighting their war, the Ottoman Turks from World War One. So now they're coming all back together, and Israel said that the biggest threat to them was the young black population in America. And I thought, what are they talking about? Until I seen Lil Durk and them linking up with this Islamic stuff. They were about to use these killers that we all know now are killers, to do their bidding in the United States of America. So we got to be careful with all of this, because everybody's trying to exploit our warrior class. And again, I am elated that the feds came and shut all that down, because some really bad stuff was about to happen geopolitically through these OTF killers and this newfound religion that they have. Wink, wink. But it's not newfound religion. It's just a way for them, again, to, gather up this internal army. And this is what they do in every single country that they go to. Not the Muslims, but the jihadists. And I'll land there. Welcome, Nancy and Walter.
I wanted to ask you real quick, is Chicago going to go red this time?
Absolutely, we going red. You heard it here first. I've been talking about this for 5 years now. I'm new to this app, but I'm not new to this movement. I've been doing this since 2018. I was on the radio here for 3 years, had the top show in the city. We have the what's working for us is speaking to the self-esteem of the people. We remind people that we're the children of the Mississippi cotton pickers, and ain't nobody gonna outwork, out hustle, or outthink us. We have been getting bullied by this Democratic Party for far too long. It costs way too much money to live up here, and there was never a big switch. They actually bullied our grandparents onto the Democratic Party because they were so ignorant coming from the South. So they said, if y'all want to participate in the society, first you gotta look up with the Democratic Party. And if you don't link up with the Democratic Party, you're not getting your snow shovel, you're not getting your garbage picked up, and we're gonna send somebody to bust your windows out. And so
What
people
about
had this
Illinois?
mentality, but now it's over with. We're not doing that no more. The old machine is dead. Now it's being led by the weirdos and the misfits from high school, and them people can't punk us. So we moving on, because we don't want to be aligned with them in any way. You're going to see that Illinois is going red.
What about the state?
The whole state is red except for Illinois. I mean, the whole state of Illinois is red except for Cook County, which is where we at in Chicago.
Gotcha.
So once Cook County flipped, the whole state goes red.
All right, so I want the speakers to speak, and because we're not gonna, I didn't plan on being up here long. I kind of wanted to give us a good solid hour. So go ahead, Nancy, Walter, and Najee.
Well, I raised my hand, but it's pretty much been covered. I was kind of thinking that probably the reason that she endorsed her was maybe about the Diddy stuff, because they've both been, have pictures with him and stuff. And Kamala seems like somebody who would attend a Diddy party. And Beyonce aren't there pictures of her at them? So I was kind of thinking that was probably why. That was really all.
Yeah, we know for sure they were at the white party, but we don't know who at the freak offs, which is the after party of the white party. But not Kamala, Beyonce and Jay-Z endorsed Hillary. So they're part, and we all know that when we look at Hollywood and these celebrities, they are on that Democrat plantation. That really hasn't changed. And that's why I don't want to just automatically link Beyonce to Diddy like that, because they do send out their legal people. However, it's just a question, it's just a question, or just an observation or an assumption or alleged that when you have Leonardo and these other people, they are connected to Diddy somehow. So, but again, we don't know who's on those tapes, but it just so happened, it's some type of connection with Diddy. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Nancy. I even agree with Mimi, but Mimi just started going down a different rabbit hole. But yeah, so 9G. No, Walter did 9G.
Good evening, Dana in Chicago. Real quick about why did Beyonce endorse Kamala? The last speaker, Nancy, she spoke on it a little bit. I believe there's a friendship there with Carmela and Beyonce, which makes sense to me on that part. And of course, people always want to have themselves covered when things pop up or go on, because she took a long time to endorse. She could have been endorsed a long time ago, uh, Carmela, and she took, she just now doing it unless it happened before then. And I'm misquoting, but I usually try to stay away from saying how I feel about a person if I don't know them, and I'll land there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's a good connection to have for rubbing elbows. There's some powerful people. Kamala Harris is in a powerful position. She may not know much. She's not no Hillary. She's not a Condoleezza, but she in a powerful position. Is she a puppet? I think so. But go ahead, Najee.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I agree she's a puppet. Um, not saying that Donald Trump isn't, but I think he has more of a independent mind. So I really don't think these generals and these forever positions in the government, you know what I'm saying? I think, a lot of things that they suggest there'll be a little pushback for the most part. Even when she came out and said that the general stated that Donald Trump wanted generals like Hitler, because it's just kind of like when the structure of the government, it's kind of like an insult because power just doesn't come from one person. You have to have all parties complicit. So to say that Donald Trump is going to come in office, or anybody for that matter, and is going to destroy the Constitution, you have to, you have chain of command, from the CIA to the FBI to the military. So to say that one man can just go into these institutions and just rattle it up and change it like that, like, come on, that's insane. I mean, we're talking about a country that has assassinated its presidents. So I'm like, come on, you got to come better than that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that, the Democratic Party is a private corporation. So if I'm not mistaken, and I think that was the argument, basically saying that technically they can choose who they want to choose because they're a private corporation. And just even with the history of the Democratic Party, I mean, you're talking about from Andrew Jackson to the Civil War to Reconstruction, to you talk about that real racist politician down in South Carolina, Tillman. All these people was Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just that the history of the Democratic Party and the rebranding them after this civil rights movement is something to marvel. So if you think about anything negative that happened towards Black people, it happened under the Democrats. Um, so I voted early today. New Jersey was early voting. I mean, it was pretty much a long line. I voted Jill Stein and down ballot. I just kind of, just a protest vote against the Democrats. I'm just tired of them. I just went Republican down ballot. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. The thing with Beyonce, I agree with the last person that said I mean, these are just connections that they have. These are just relationships. The Diddy thing could play a part, but I'm really not surprised as more that I'm learning about the entertainment, what I mean, whether it's music or movies, because when y'all really think about it, the Department of Defense is heavily involved in movies like Independence Day. So anytime that you see a blockbuster movie and there's military equipment in it, that's being leased by the Department of Defense. And they also overlook the script. and have things took out that they want and things of that nature. So the Department of Defense and the entertainment, I mean, in Hollywood is, connected. Little Durk, I mean, we kind of sat back and kind of let the drill rap fester. You know what I'm saying? In the end, I mean that if he is guilty, I mean that's wild to not only put a hit on somebody but travel to another state. You know what I'm saying, for that hit. But again, and even if what's being told is true, if I'm not mistaken, they had a snitch in that organization. So this hit was even, some could argue, what I mean, I got to see more evidence, but the FBI knew about this hit and they let the hit go down. Like, so that's crazy within itself too. But that's something that the law enforcement do. they'll infiltrate an organization and let all these crimes just happen so they can build a tighter case. But but again, I said what's even sinister is to sit back and just let a murder happen, from the FBI. But I mean, it's just wild, and I think all these hip hop commentary people that do commentary on hip hop, I think that they need to be also have some kind of self evaluation, because I know I was just kind of listening with the trolls, antagonizing Little Durk, and oh, you ain't going to get back for killing Little Von. So in one breath they antagonize these killers. You know what I'm saying? Because allegedly, I mean, that's what Little Durk is and his crew. They all killers. You antagonize them to go kill and report that and do commentary on that. Now y'all want to do commentary on how stupid he is for actually avenging his King Von's death. So it the drill rap needs to die. Like, real talk. I'll close.
I agree with you. And with that, I'm gonna close this space. I think this was great. 1 hour. Thank
Yeah, thank you, Miss Dana, for hosting this space. I truly appreciate you tapping me in.
Yeah, no, listen, I said let's co-host, honey, because thank you for breaking down Lil Durk, because firsthand, you get all the info. And listen,
You know,
anybody
that's
want to
my line
know?
name.
Listen,
That's my line name, Miss Info 911. Shout out to Gamma Theta Spring '07.
right.
But
Anybody
literally,
want to
that's
know
my line
anything
name.
about Chicago or the state of Illinois? Hit up P. Ray, because if she can't answer your question, she would damn sure direct you to somebody that can. But anything you want to know about Chicago or Illinois, hit P. Ray up, because she knows. But thank you, everyone. Everyone came up, even Mimi. Thank you guys for your input. Great space. I just wanted to do something real quick tonight, because I'm usually doing a show about relationship or whatever, but we ain't do one tonight. So yeah, so I just wanted to hop on and talk about Beyonce and Lil Durk. I just ain't want to do it on YouTube, but I did record this and I am gonna just upload it on YouTube. But so yeah, everyone enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you probably back on X on Tuesday. I don't know. So that's when the judge does his space and I just facilitate it. If not, follow me on YouTube at The Real Dana, and I'll be on X doing something on an X space. But I do want to do this again, and I do want to do it with you again, P. Ray. Anything you want to say in closing, P. Ray, where people can follow you at? Can she hear me? Because I know she at an event. P. Ray, can you hear me? All right, no, she checked out. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend, and see you soon.